Welcome everybody, Jason Basin here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you very much, and subscribe of course if you are not yet subscribed. Did you see my previous video? We did the double. I went to 2 record fairs on Sunday and also on Saturday, so check this video out. And now I bring you a very nice first part, my musical alphabet, part 1, from A to N. A lot of Belgian artists also in this musical alphabet. I promote the music. I am not paid for it, but I see it as my duty and also as a Belgian to promote the music of Belgium and show you the nice artists that there are. A lot of nice artists here in Belgium, a lot of talent, a lot of creativity, inclusive me, Jason Basin. Check my music on Spotify and all the other portals. Alright, let's dive into this new video. So I prepared for you more than 200 records, but we're gonna do it in 2 parts. So the first part goes from A to N and the second part from O to Z. Okay, let's dive into. This video is also dedicated to Dirk Evans, former singer of The Clinic, who is now ill and he has to battle a disease. Bless you, Dirk, and a good recovery from that evil disease. Dirk Evans from The Clinic, former Clinic, and also from Motorik, his band, his actual band. Alright, here the first record, Ballistic Statues, A Split Second, their debut album. Then on the A we have also Alien Sex Fiend, also the debut album. Who has been sleeping in my brain? I don't know. Then we have Arbeid Adelt, Jonge Helden, also Belgian band. And another Belgian band, Aroma di Amore, Koude Oorlog. People who are subscribed to my channel see Aroma di Amore a lot of times here popping up on my channel in my videos. Then another Belgian band, an EP, Underground, from Agrum. Very interesting band, check them out. And then here another interesting band, Aimless Device and Hard to Be Nice, on this album Hyena. Check out that track, very nice. Another Belgian band, Ale Ale, but the singer Sarah Osborne would leave Ale Ale after this first mini album to join Glenn Gregory of Heaven 17. She did marry him, I think. Then The Alarm, fantastic band. I had a 12-inch in the 80s, Where Were You Hiding When the Storm Broke, fantastic track. Then A Flock of Seagulls, their debut. On this one I Ran, what a track. Then on the also here Arctic Monkeys, their debut, very good. Then AC/DC, and this live at the old Waldorf in '77 with the original singer Bon Scott. Here he is, Bon Scott. Rest in peace, Bon. And then what a debut album, Black Sabbath, the debut, 1970, a milestone in music. Then we have Blue Cheer and Vingibus Eruptum. And then we have Bauhaus, record, the BBC Sessions 1980-1983, a record that came out in April this year. And then on the B we have the Beatles, of course, a favorite album of them, Rubber Soul. And then we have fantastic bands, Big Country, rest in peace Stuart Adamson, Steel Town. This is my original copy from the 80s. Then we have on the B also the B-52s. That I must say, not all the artists are included here in those two parts of my record collection, but this is most of the artists are included here. So 60s artists and most of the singers, female singers and male singers are not included. Also, so the 60s singers and 60s groups, I would like to tell you that you must watch When the Rock Found a Roll. That video, there you see all the classic 60s artists in it, the pioneers, Little Richards and so on. So check out that video for the real 60s bands. Here in this part and the other part, there are some 60s bands, but not so much. Here the Bullock Brothers, rest in peace Jock McDonald, of course. What a terrible loss this year. But he lives on in the music. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, what an album, fantastic. And then a nice album I found. Finally I found that. I could not believe my eyes. I found it on the KDX Fair of Kortrijk. Check out my video that I did of that KDX Fair in Kortrijk. Fantastic fair. Black Flag, and from Black Flag we go to Black Up. Black Up, a Belgian band. Ease and Delight, I think this was their debut. I bought it from the drummer of the band. Then we have the Cassandra Complex. This was their first EP. H, is on this, favorite track of me. And then on the C also Chris and Cozy and Heartbeat, their debut. This album I could buy from Dirk Evans. Thank you very much, Dirk. And then Cabaret Voltaire, they are back in business. Cabaret Voltaire and Code, very good album. And then recent found Clock DVA and Advantage, what a nice album. Clock DVA, I found this on the record fair of Courcelles. Check out my video of Courcelles. And then we have Clawboys Claw, very nice band from Holland. This is the beginning, Crack My Nut, very good. And then Crash Course in Science, very nice music. And then Ken from Germany, Krautrock, fantastic band. And then we go further on the sea. This is Stations of the Cross and Cross. Mother Earth is also on this double album. And then a very nice find also on the record fair of Kortrijk, KDX Fair, The Cure live in 1979. And this is also on the C, Channel Zero, the #1 metal band of Belgium. Check them out, fantastic music. And then we go on with The Clash and Sandinista, 3 albums in one, very good. Another fantastic album, The Cult and Love, one of the best albums from the 80s that were made in the 80s. And then The Cramps, really favorite album, mini album of me, Smell of Female, fantastic. And then a band from the 60s, Scream with Eric Clapton, fantastic. Disraeli Gears, their debut album, fantastic, 1967, my year of birth. And these are The Doors, live at the Concerthuset in Stockholm in Sweden. Very nice album, double album. And then we have the first EP of the Dream Syndicate. This I could find on the KDX Fair of Heist op den Berg, the 1st of May. check it out, that video, the Dream Syndicate. Also a very nice find, the debut of Deep Purple and Shades of Deep Purple. And then a nice find also from Heist op den Berg last year on the 1st of May. The Dead Kennedys in God We Trust. For 10 euros I could buy this, fantastic. And then Doe Maar from the Netherlands, their dub album with dub versions of their album Doris Day and Andere Stukken. And then we go on with Dead or Alive. What a track. You Spin Me Round Like a Record, their big hit. And then a man who passed away recently, rest in peace, Dave Ball, his fantastic album In Strict Tempo. On this album he got the collaboration of Gavin Friday of the Virgin Prunes and Genesis P. Orridge, of course, of Psychic TV. And then for me, the artist of the 20th century, David Bowie. This is a record I found in my local shop, supermarket, Tokyo 1990, a live concert. And then fantastic debut of Echo and the Bunnymen. We are on the E in the alphabet, Echo and the Bunnymen and Crocodiles. And then another fantastic album from Executive Slacks, Fire and Ice. White Fields on this album and Say It Isn't So, fantastic tracks, check them out. And then from Holland, the Netherlands, Exception and their third album, Exception 3. Fantastic. On this album they have guest singers and one track is phenomenal, so check out that album. Then we have the Eurythmics. I like them very much. Their first album of the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams, was also their big world hit, of course. And then on the E also Eric Clapton live in Tokyo 1988. Also a record from the supermarket with Mark Knopfler of the Dire Straits and Elton John. And then we have Edgar Froese, his debut album. I bought it on the internet, and Aqua. I wanted to have his debut. The man, the leading force of Tangerine Dream, who will be also in part 2. And then we have Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Look at that. This I could find. It's a picture disc of that album, Black Moon. Very nice. And then a very good band, but they were also always in the subdivision Fashion and Fabric. I think they are from Germany. Check them out. Very good album, this. And then the pride of Belgian electronic body music, the pioneers, the founders of electronic body music, Front 242, and their magnificent album No Comment. I could score this album for €2, 2.50 euro. So fantastic. And that's on the in the Vinyl Kitchen on the promo fairs there last year. Check out my trip to the Vinyl Kitchen. And then album that I searched for a long time, and then finally I could find this record, The Flower Potman and Joe So Mean 12-inch. Fantastic cover. And then fantastic band also, rest in peace Marky Smith, The Fall, This Nation Saving Grace, for me their best album ever. So people, yeah, my video is also a great guide for people who search nice records. So certainly in the new wave branch I am specialized in new wave and also electronic music like EBM. So you can find it here on my channel, certainly the new wave. Here Fisher Z, Going Deaf for a Living, on this one, So Long, their big hit. Fantastic band, have also that fantastic track Marlies. And then the Festones live in Europe on the FRV arrived. The Festones, very good. They will be live here in November or October. Yeah, in November, I think in November now, with the Mud Gang. They are in concert with the Mud Gang. This is the future sound of London. Very good music, electronic music. Then we have from the Netherlands Fatal Flowers. Very nice album, Younger Days. And then a very nice find in the Vinyl Kitchen in June. Watch that video here on my channel. The Gang of Four and Solid Gold. I thought it was a compilation, but it's not a compilation. It's just another album of the Gang of Four. The Gang of Four from Leeds. And then one of my favorite albums ever, The Gun Club and the Las Vegas Story. Fantastic, with Jeffrey Lee Pierce. And then a very nice band, GBH. This I could find in Flugzeug Records in Leuven. Watch my video where I went to 2 record shops in Leuven. The second record shop was Flugzeug Records. There I could find this for €1. The George GBH and City Babes Revenge. I'm still searching for that first part. And then this I found last year, the 1st of May, on the record fair of Heist op den Berg. Fantastic debut also from the Godfather's Bird School Work Dev. Fantastic album, quality album. I recommend it fully. And then a very nice band, electronic. Here is Goose with Control, Control, Control. An older album, but check out their music. And then Kiss Me Deadly, Generation XX, with a young Billy Idol. Fantastic album. This was already their 3rd album. Have also their debut. This is the debut of Green on Red, Gas Food Lodging. Very, very good album. Then we have here in the Superstar Shine series, Volume 1, with the Golden Earring. What a fantastic band. And we go on, people, and that with Genesis, Lord of Lords. And who is that singer? Indeed, it's Peter Gabriel. He was the original singer of Genesis. Afterwards, Genesis held tests with several other singers, and there was the drummer of Genesis. He did it, he demonstrated how they had to sing, but they couldn't find a singer, so they decided that the drummer could do the singing. And who was that drummer? Of course, that was Mr. How is his name? He escapes me. Of course, Phil Collins. Phil Collins became the new singer of Genesis. Here is a compilation double album of Hawkwind, with Lemmy is also on this album. Yeah. And then here, Heaven 17, Penthouse and Pavements. We don't need those fascist groove thing. And then a very interesting 12-inch of the Human League, The Dignity of Labor, parts 1 and 4, because it comes with a flexi single. So attention, you must get a flexi single with this album, The Human League. And then also a great artist, Howard Jones. Here, Human's Lip, What is Love, is also on this album. And then we have The House of Love. I could find this on the record fair of Amé in June. Check out my video of the record fair, my vinyl trip to Amé. Very good album. And then we have here the Happy Mondays, the Big Smile Mega Mix, with all their hits. Step On is also in the mix. And then a real nice find that I did in Amé also, the Heartbreakers and LAMF featuring Johnny Thunders, fantastic album. And then I have here Iggy Pop live, Cry for Love, a double album live in Utrecht. And then on the E also, this album I could find in Tor Genk on that record fair 2-3 years ago when I went there. Check out my video, Insect and Stress, Belgian formation, electronic body music, very good. Then we have here Iron Butterfly, Inagada da Vida. This I could score on the vinyl fair, on that fair, open air fair. Jason Rowhead, debut maxi, very good Belgian band. Then we have the Jimi Hendrix Experience on the G. Are you experienced? Yes, I am, because I am nearly 58 years old, so I know how to love a woman. Fantastic debut of Jimi Hendrix Experience. This also very fantastic album, James Gang live in concert. I could score this now recently on the record fair in Amé in Wallonia, so check it out. That we did the double. There you see it, that I found this album and a lot of other albums, nice albums. In that video we did the double. Here Joe Lemaire, Concord, very nice album. This I could score on in Heist op den Berg on the last fair, now the 1st of November. And then very nice album, Robert Miles, Rebel, with his big hit music, but also the other tracks are really outstanding. So check this out, John Miles. And this is another John Fox. Before he was in Ultravox, singer of Ultravox, but then Midge Ure took his place and he went solo. John Fox and Metamatic, very good album. On this one, his big hit, Underpass, I love it. And then here, the singer of the Gun Club, here a solo album of Jeffrey Lee Pierce, Flamingo, very good album, mini album. And then one of my favorite records of my total record collection, the Jesus and Mary Chain and Automatic, fantastic album. Check it out. And then the Gem, I could find this for 3.33 euros also on the Vinyl Fair promo sales last year. This year I could again find a Gem record, The Gift, their last album. I found that this year in June, but this was last year in June. Very good album of the Gem. And then we have Joy Division, a favorite track of Joy Division, Atmosphere, and on the B-side She's Lost Control, 12-inch here, Joy Division, fantastic band. And then Jean-Michel Jarre, still alive and kicking after more than 40 years, or we may say 50 years. Jean-Michel Jarre et les Champs Magnétiques. And then we have here The Clinic, the purple edition of Sabotage. This comes also with Melting Close, the Garbage Bag, if you know that record of The Clinic. That's also here included. And of The Clinic we show two records today. This is Plague, because this video is dedicated to Dirk Evans, who has to recover from a disease, and we wish him good luck and a very good recovery, Dirk. The Clinic. And we go on. These are Killing Joke, the original Killing Joke, really nice, a live album. I could score this I did the highest bid on it. And then a very good band also on the K, the Kings. On this one we have All Day and All of the Night, You Really Got Me, very good compilation this one. And then Kiss Dynasty, rest in peace Ace Frehley, fantastic guitar player of Kiss. And we continue with one of the most popular rock bands, Flemish rock bands of Belgium, of Flanders, the Kreuners with Walter Grootaars. He did a solo album this year, and I think the following year, 2026, we will see the Kreuners again on stage. Yeah, I hope it. The Kreuners, this is their debut album, 's Nachts kouder dan buiten, at night colder than inside. And then we have here a test pressing, Kitchen of Insanity and Dream Away Sunday. They got the silver medal, the second place in the Rock Rally. So check out this band, very very good. Kitchen of Insanity, Belgian band. And we go on. This is a compilation, Krautrock. I included here also in my video because it's so good, with all the best Krautrock bands. Very very good. Krautrock. There are several editions of this, several editions. Check them out. And then we have Klaus Schulze and Irrlicht. I think this is the debut album of Klaus Schulze. Can you confirm it to me? And then we go further. This is a Belgian band, Corinthians, really good. This was their debut album, Chaos Control. They sound a bit like Joy Division. And that I must say, Walter Grootaars, singer of the Kreuners, he is a big fan of the Kings. So he will be very happy that I include the Kings here also in my video. Then we have a band from my hometown, where my town of birth, Aalst, La Vie est Belle and Kiss Me Kate, their full album. I have also their debut album, their debut record, Albumette EP. And then a very very nice record I could find. I think it was in Heist op den Berg, La Muerte. And Death Race 2000. On Saturday I could find this. La Muerte, they are busy doing their last concerts. I regret that because it was a very very good band. They are very very good. So check their calendar. And then we go on. The Leather Nun. I think the most of the men don't find it like it when I show this cover. Lust Games, The Leather Nun. They are from Sweden, if I'm right. And then Led Zeppelin, No Restrictions, 69, also from my supermarket. It was a radio concert. And then a very good album, my favorite Lou Reed album from all the Lou Reed albums that I know, is this my favorite one, Rock and Roll Hard. Really wonderful. Then we go to the M, Machiavel, Belgian band. They had a big hit in the 70s or around 1980 with Fly. Check it out, that track, Fly from Machiavel. A big hit, fantastic. They are more based, I think, in Wallonia, also from people from Brussels in the band. And then we have MC5, back in the USA, their second album. I could find a picture disc of this last year in Heist op den Berg, 1st May in 2024. Check out that video. Very, very nice. And then very, very nice also Motorhead live, recorded live in 1978. No Ace of Spades on this one, but other nice tracks. early tracks of Motorhead. And then another Belgian band, The Machines, A World of Machines, really good music with Paul de Spiegelare, the singer. He would become afterwards a renowned producer. And then we have the Mighty Lemon Drops, fantastic band. The first track on side A, fantastic, Inside Out. Check it out, the Mighty Lemon Drops. And we go on, the Mud Gang, their debut, Let's Go Riding. Wonderful lady on the cover. Mud Gang are live at the end of November together with the Fuzz-Tones in Sint Niklaas. I think I will go to that concert. And then we have the Moody Blues, Future Days of Future Past. And another great band from Australia, Men at Work. On this one, Who Can It Be Now, and also Down Under. This is the album Business as Usual. And then we have Men Without Hats, Still Busy Nowadays, Written of Youth, their debut album, with the Safety Dance on it, of course. And then Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I could score this album for €3.33 on the promo sales of the Vinyl Kitchen. Was it this year or last year? Check it out here on my channel. The Good Son. The Ship Song is also on this one. Favorite track of me. Then also from my supermarket, Nirvana live, Nevermind, Madrid 1992. Very good live registration. And then from Sweden, the Nomads. Really good garage band. Fantastic. Temptation Pace Double. And then one of my favorite new wave dance classics from No More, Suicide Commando. Very nice. I could score this 12-inch for €30. Normally on fairs you see it for €60. So I was very happy to find it for €30. And then this record, legendary record, the Neon Judgment, 1981-1984. Neon Judgment, they stopped already, just like Front 242, but their music goes on and on, certainly on the new wave parties. Stevie Treated, the Fashion Party, very nice tracks. The Neon Judgment, check them out if you don't know the Neon Judgment. And then the final record here in our bunch of records here in part 1 of my musical alphabet. This is a debut EP of New Order, Everything's Gone Green. Fantastic. So people, I hope you enjoyed it. This was Jason Basin. Subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. I know there are people who are always watching but never subscribe. So subscribe, it's free. You don't have to pay. There are other people like Messi, you must pay to become an abonnee, but not here. It's all for free. So just push that subscribe button. Thank you very much. And you see and hear me, of course, in part 2 of this series. So this was part 1, dedicated to Dirk Evans, and I hope he will recover soon. Alright, thanks for watching, and don't forget, with vinyl, the sun always shines. Bye bye, and stay tuned for part 2 of my musical alphabet, and there we're gonna see the artists from O until Z. Okay, bye bye.